Hello everyone, it is your old pal Living Dead. I'm here with a quick mapping tip. It's probably a little bit more geared towards people who aren't as experienced with mapping if you've been mapping for a long time or you just indulge in creative endeavors in general. This is probably kind of obvious to you, but if you're new to mapping, maybe you need somebody to give you permission to delete your shitty ideas and start over again. What do I mean by that? Well, I've been working on this map for a while now, and I created this room as a placeholder idea so that I could work around it, and when I finally was comfortable with figuring out what I wanted to do with it, I would come back to it and finish it up. This area is fairly intertwined, and so I knew that I didn't want to settle on an idea here and get myself stuck with something that I didn't like with respect to how the whole flow of this entire area ends up working. As you can see, this is a pretty intertwined, very three-dimensionally varied area. There's lots of height differences, there's narrow areas, there's wide open areas, there's perched monsters, there's teleporting monsters, there's placed monsters, and so it's supposed to have hopefully just a dynamic kind of flow to it. And so this room, being a major checkpoint in progressing through the area, has a lot of influence over how the whole thing feels. Now, what I did is I created this as a placeholder. I just threw something down, kind of give myself a general idea of maybe what I wanted to happen, and I resolved to come back to it later. Well, now the time for coming back to this has arrived, and I need to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I've been staring at this for a long time, and I can't decide what I like. What I've initially settled upon is that the player hits a switch down here that is triggered to the doors in the area, but not just the doors that let you into this room that where you need to go to progress, but also these open up and reveal revenant turrets. They're stuck there, they can't get out, and a little closet for some cacodemons to come out of, and another door where some more revenants will come out of. In addition, there's some monster closets with some doors that will open up. They'll teleport in to kind of trap the player, and hopefully we just have a nice little fun ambush that's you know, a sprung trap, so to speak. But this room is just so wide open. It's oddly shaped because I didn't want it to be perfectly rectangular. It's got a couple of different ways in and out. And also, I knew that I didn't want the player to just be able to exit through the intended forward progress of the room. I wanted there to be some kind of action or puzzle to solve. And so, really, it just doesn't work out the way that it is. It's clunky, it doesn't feel good, it's kind of ugly, and it's trying too hard to not be orthogonal, I guess you could say. So I just don't like it. I've stared at this for quite a while trying to figure out what I want to do with it, and I've resolved that what I really need to do is just kind of get rid of the main thing and start over again. So what are we going to do? Well, we need to entertain the idea of constructive versus destructive editing. When you destructively edit something, you're basically just continuously overriding your existing file. So anything you build upon deletes what you have built initially, if that makes sense. Your iterations cover each other up. So you can't go back to your previous iterations if you make a mistake and you change something in a way that you don't like. You can't go back to your previous iteration and fix that. This could be days later, hours later, hundreds of moves later, and you know, your buffer with your Control Z in it, it's gone. You can't go back and get that. So you want to constructively edit, especially when you're making massive changes. Generally what I'll do is, you can see right up here that I have named the file 0.132. 0.1 because it's the beta version of the WAD that I'm working on. The 3 comes from this as being the third map in the WAD, and 2 because I've already created a couple of branches. So you're seeing some iterations already in place here. So what I'm going to do is I will go save map as, and I'm going to name it 0.133. I've already got that file here because this has already been done. I'm going back to show you how I got to where I am. Then I'm going to take, once I'm in 0.133, I'm going to go ahead and make the massive change that I want. Maybe I ended up selecting this whole area and deleting it and starting over. In my case, what I wanted to do was just get rid of this central thing that was just clogging me up, throw it off to the side. I'm going to leave it in the map for now because I don't know if I'm going to need it later. I might be able to save myself some time by salvaging parts of this that I liked. I think the general idea is good. It's just the execution wasn't great. And you can see here, just kind of mentally, just looking at this and how it kind of frees you up to think about this in a completely different way. So now let's take a look at what I came up with to replace it. This is version 0.133. You can see that I kind of took the same idea with the Revenant turrets and I made them the central point of the room again. But what I was realizing when I was making this the first time is that having the room completely flat just made it very boring. So I did something that I think is pretty obvious. I just changed up some of the heights. I made a little upper area that's kind of got a walkway, a veranda, whatever you want to call it, that leads to where we need to go, except we need to raise a bridge. So we've got a big lower area that contains the Cacodemon Closet now, and that works pretty well because I can pack other monsters in there. The Cacodemons can get up and separate from the group, whereas the other monsters, in this case imps, get stuck down there and provide a little obstacle for the player to deal with if they go down there early. Now this is a little bit more dynamic. If the player does drop down there, it's a little bit of a trap, but they have a way of dealing with it. Eventually they'll go into that Cacodemon Closet, hit a switch and raise the bridge, and then they can lower the bridge as a lift and get back up. The Revenants here, I dialed it from 4 to 3 because 4 was just a little bit grindy. 3 might even be a little bit grindy. And also bear in mind, this is just my first stab at the next iteration. I'm going to probably revise this quite a bit before I settle on the completely final design. This will still open up. Revenants will come out of here. So we'll have some Revenants that stay stationary and shoot the player to keep them moving with homing rockets. And we'll have some Revenants that have the ability to infight or chase the player away. The infighting is important to me because it just makes the fight a little bit more dynamic. Ammo conservation is a bit of a key here in this map, and so giving the player opportunities to create infighting is important to me. Now, though, it just the whole thing is a lot more dynamic. There's something a little bit more interesting going on. The player has decisions to make in terms of where they go or what they do. There's a little bit of a challenge of reading the room and understanding what to do in it versus just a completely flat room. It's obvious. We're just going to circle strafe around everything until we can kill it, assuming we don't get clogged up. Now, circle strafing's not really an option. How do we deal with this? Do we pull monsters out into this other area? Do we kind of charge head first? Do we maybe we came from this way and opened the trap in from this direction? There's all kinds of options here. It wouldn't have really been possible for me to think about this way if I hadn't just kind of wiped the page clean, so to speak, and started over again with how I was thinking about it. Some people are different in how their creativity works. This is how mine works. Maybe yours does too. So I'm giving you permission. Go ahead and delete your shitty ideas. Come back to them with a blank slate. Try it again. I hope this was helpful to you. I know it was quick. I know there's not really much to it, but you know, sometimes people just need to hear something simple to help them keep going. I hope your mapping endeavors work out, and I can't wait to play them. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.